What up, everybody? I'm Aaron, and I'm here with Get Your Geek On. And we are here with Talkin Geek Season 3, Episode 9. And I'm here with the mighty Robert, because he says I have to start using all the other ones, which I say I did use, but I don't know.
Check the tape.
You will check. It's on digital. There is no tapes anymore.
Check it. Check it anyways. check the Scotch tape. check the duct tape.
I will find tape. I'll put it on a cassette tape so we could hear it. And like I say, here, I found it on the tape.
Okay.
And we'll do it that
Perfect.
way. See, we got
the
this.
duct tape. By the way, is a metaphor for the universe. It's like the Force. It has a light side and a dark side, and it holds the universe together.
24?
No, duct tape.
Oh. Isn't the meaning... Oh, okay. Well, how does that fit in with the meaning of life, being 24?
I didn't say it has a meaning of life. I said it holds the universe together.
Wouldn't it be part of... I don't know. Okay, I'm lost.
24. That's not even the right number. It's 42.
I was like, wait.
I'm like, wait a second. We're gonna get comments about that one.
On today's show, we have all our normal segments, our Take My Money, videos from the net, and of course our Geek News with Geek News Today.
Geek News Today.
So I guess we'll just start with...
Here comes the money.
See, he has a nice bat.
That's right.
They like yours, so...
I mean,
I don't dance, so
I like to move it.
I like to move it. That's all I know from that movie, too. Let's start with Christians, I guess.
Sure.
Because that's like the simple thing to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's so for any of you math geeks out there, or maybe you're just a food geek, March 14th is typically Pi Day, because that is like the mathematical symbol pi, which is 3.14159, and that's as far as I can go.
There's just 7 somewhere.
And so, like, actually, I remember that in 2015 that was like a big deal because it was 3/14/15.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty cool. But a lot of people celebrate Pi Day by eating pie. And so this is a pie pan in the shape of the symbol pi. So you can have a what's it called? A pie?
It's pie people pie pan.
Yep. There's a lot of pies in there.
How many P's can you put in a sentence?
Apparently that many.
Exactly.
I'm not going to count them because then I would have to use pi to calculate it. It's used in a circle, find the radius and then, yeah. So anyways, I mean, I think I love pie. I always enjoy celebrating Pi Day. That was actually... It was one of the last things that we were able to do in my office before, because it was like maybe 10 days later that we all got sent home. And so it was like, for Pi Day, like I went to Walmart and I picked up those little individual pies and little like individual like Bluebell ice cream for everybody that works there. And it was like, have some pie and ice cream. And mainly I can put it on the company credit card and then I get some. So.
And it wasn't for any of you. In other words,
I mean, no, everybody got some, but that's part of it is that I get some too.
That is true.
I had some apple pie and
Bluebell we got sent home the day of Pi, 3.14.
Nice.
So we came in the office for like 2 hours, and they're like, "Okay, everybody go home." They literally shut the office down that day.
Ours was like maybe a week and a half later. So yeah, it's crazy. Funny. But back to this item, pie. You can make some pie in the shape of pie and celebrate Pi Day in style.
We can, and that'll be fun.
I think that's pretty cool.
It's a lot of pie, but you know what would go good with your pie? Or with the pie?
What would go good with my pie?
A drink.
What kind of drink? A drink that gives you everlasting life?
It could. It could very well give you everlasting life because you have the Holy Grail for yours.
Yes, you have chosen wisely version of the Holy Grail that you could get from Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade. So I found this while perusing geeky items on Etsy. And it's not too expensive. It's like I think maybe like $25 or something, and it's like it's like a replica kind of thing. And so I don't know if it's like you would want to drink out of it or maybe it's just display.
I wouldn't want to take the chance.
It's pretty cool that if you remember your movie lore, that's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite things. It's you have chosen, or he chose poorly, and
because he dies the first guy.
Yeah,
right?
the first guy. Well, because clearly the chick that's with him is like, I'm gonna choose the wrong one on purpose. Like it's very clear, and yep, he dies, and it's the cup of a carpenter. That's right, what the Holy Grail is. And that's the one that, of course, Indy chooses. And it always makes me think of the
Highlander?
No. It always makes me think of like there's a great meme where it's like 2 boxes of donuts next to one another, and then a bowl of fruit, and it's like the knight from that movie going, you must choose. And when you open up the donut box, it's just like vegetables, and it says you have chosen poorly. And I'm like, that's pretty good.
Wrong. That's funny.
Because that would totally be me. It'd be like, I want the donut. It's, you have chosen poorly, and you still don't get a donut. Dang it.
No donut for you. I don't know. I think it's cool though, because like it looks like a good replica. Like I want to go watch the movie and it's like, let's see him.
Yeah, I mean it looks identical, and all the reviews that I saw were pretty positive that people felt like it was very high quality, and so I might be getting it. I don't know. It looked pretty cool.
I mean, it's cheaper than your $500 air hog.
Yeah. I can justify, like I could actually, maybe I could drink out of it. So I could be like, well, I need a new chalice. So I will never be able to justify a $500, drone in the shape of a Millennium Falcon.
What if I told you it was $100?
I still can't justify it.
Okay.
I want it, and I might buy it for $100, but I still can't justify it.
So when I was editing that video, I found a small one. Like the same thing, just scaled down.
No,
for like
I need a giant one.
You need a giant one.
Like if I'm gonna get a drone Millennium Falcon, I want it to be in the sky and people to go, is that the Millennium Falcon? Like a small one, you would not be able to do.
Yeah,
that
true.
with,
We've seen mine go up in the sky and we lose it. So
you can't. Like I want it literally in the sky. People be like, what?
It's landing, guys! It's landing. Chewie's here.
Yeah, exactly. So what are they getting your money for this week?
Mine, and I actually might buy it. So I'm kind of excited.
You might.
So like Robert said earlier, we are doing our MCU retrospective review.
That's true.
And so we all know I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I'm a huge Spider-Man geek with everything.
You are?
So yeah, I mean, I don't.
It's shocking.
Spider-Man has my next tattoo, hopefully. So
I was
like,
get a tattoo of Tobey Maguire in the crying face.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yay.
Or maybe you could have just like him doing like this.
Oh my god!
From his awesome dance.
It's gonna be one side like this and the other side. So whenever, I just gotta like flick my arm like this. It'll just keep moving.
Perfect. I love it. It's like a flip book, but on your arm.
On my arm. Watch this, guys! I can do a trick. Just keep going like that.
Yep, I'm on board. Let's do it. Let's crowdfund this tattoo for Aaron.
If y'all crowdfund it, I will do it. But I need the crowdfunding. I'm not paying. I would. If someone crowdfunds that, I'll do it.
That's not that expensive to get a tattoo.
Mine was $250. That's gonna be about $500, $700.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. But I mean, we could crowdfund that. That's not that expensive.
Go ahead. If you do it, I will do it.
Perfect.
But no,
you're gonna have that permanently on your body.
It's okay. Yeah, and I said I'm gonna flip it. So whenever I flip my arm, he's gonna be in different positions. It's a great conversation starter. Maybe that'll help me, find a girlfriend.
Nope.
You never know.
She's gonna be like, why do you have that like that's the thing, is that you're not like the geeky girl that you want is gonna be like, that's the stupidest tattoo I've ever seen.
And we were watching the movie and I forgot about him, but then I saw him again. The Edith sunglasses.
Even dead, I'm the hero, Tony Stark.
Yes. I love that stupid thing.
It's
I
the
hate
worst.
it. Barf is the worst.
No, actually Barf is funny. The Edith is the worst because you're like, like it's so on brand, but it's also just so like, really, like even 5 years later and all of that stuff, you still never progressed to the point where you can just not be a narcissist for 5 seconds.
Because it'll make you smile every time.
Okay.
So there's a lot out there I'd like to point out. So when I did the little research, it took me a while to find these because actually I had to ask, talk to somebody else about it. But these ones are pretty much a spot on replica of those Edith sunglasses for about $125. Reasonable price range.
Yeah, I mean it's about what you pay for a normal high quality pair of sunglasses.
Yeah, because I think like Oakley's are like $200 to $300. Yeah. So it's like they're not bad. They still have the UV protection. You can get them in different colors: red, blue, and black. Of course, not a sponsor, but if y'all want to send me a pair, I don't mind. Just saying. So
yeah, Air Hog, if you're watching too, you can send us the Millennium Falcon that we talked about a couple shows ago.
See, we won't bash you guys at all like we did McDonald's in our a few videos ago.
No, that's because they're not crap. Like we bash things that are crap. McDonald's is crap.
Still would like to say it's on the low end of taking her on a date. So anyway, The sunglasses look cool. I like these because they're really close to, if not like exact.
Yeah.
There is a actual replica one out there I found that was like almost 600.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, that's just too much. These are a good for any average person.
And
to
even
buy.
and these ones even come with like the case, and it's like the same
Yes.
case that is in the movie.
Yes, and it
I
has the
think-
card.
Yeah, I think your friend said it even came with like the same card that
Yes.
Tony leaves for Peter.
Yep.
So,
So
that's pretty cool.
I was like, 500 you can get like an exact replica, or 125, and you get a really good replica.
Yeah.
With the little box and a note. I want Tony to send me a note like that. So
Well,
Edith.
maybe if you win his trust by being responsible and
Because that's how Peter
saving the world.
did it. Actually, he saved Tony's stuff.
Well, that too. That's
So,
true.
that's
and,
how he got it.
Thor's prototype belt or whatever it was that
Oh,
they threw
yeah.
that out.
The comment from like
Yeah.
Ultimate Thor.
Right,
which,
right,
oh my
right.
God, I hate that still. Anyway, I'm going to go on a rant on comics in a minute. So we're going to skip that comment.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Go check them out, guys. I really like the Holy Grail. I like the pie pan of people.
There's a
Do I have
it's
too
a
many
pie
peas?
with a pie and a people in the pan, and you can eat it
So is this
after
meat
you
pies?
bake it. You got to make the pie.
So we make meat pies.
No,
Oh.
Sweeney Todd.
Oh. At least we're going with my reference.
Oh yeah, no.
So go check out the pie pan and
The
check
pie
out
pie pan.
the pie people of pie pan.
The pie pan. It's
Of
a pie
people.
pie. It's a pie pan
With people.
with the Peter
Or-
Piper picked a peppered pipe. I don't even know.
You can't do it either.
I actually don't even know the phrase.
Peter Piper picked a pickled pepper. Oh my gosh. I get
A
tongue tied even going.
Peter Piper
Pepper
picked a peck of pickled peppers. Is
I
that
forgot-
it?
No. Is it pick? Frank, you're old. You know these. So if
Yeah,
since
but
you can't
he-
hear him, I
He
think
didn't say it in the mic,
Yeah.
so you don't.
I don't even think you have it. Is it? I don't even think it's on because it's not even picking. There. Oh, that.
Nope.
No, you
that's
didn't hear
still- No.
Hang on. Let me see if we can-
Uh oh. No.
We heard you for that like
You got it turned
2
on?
seconds.
This connection just doesn't. There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
I hate
I said
this
Peter
mic.
Piper picked a pile of pickled peppers. How many pile of pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick?
There you go.
See, he knows it.
A pile of
pile.
pickled peppers.
Does he have pie in there?
No, Peter does not like pie.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
He likes cake.
Oh, okay. Well,
Let them eat cake.
I like cake too,
cake's good.
especially pancakes.
Yeah. Oh, I like waffles though more than pancakes.
I mean, waffles are delicious too.
How about crepes? Do you like crepes? They're like little tiny pancakes. Little thin pancakes.
A crepe.
Oh, you mean those really thin pancakes? Man, I love those.
Oh my god.
Talladega Nights. There it is.
Terrible. So,
God damn it, Ricky Bobby.
little infant baby Jesus. So, I
We
love
were
that
way
stupid
off the
movie.
rails.
So, we're gonna go on to our next segment though.
Yeah, let's do it.
So these are videos from the net, videos that we found that we thought were funny and interesting, and we
Mm-hmm.
want you to check them out. So I want to start with yours because I actually,
Yeah.
first of all, I understood the reference for once on a Star Wars
A
reference.
Star Wars reference that you got.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got that one.
There you
I
go.
knew that one. Thanks, Captain.
Yeah, so actually, and you may have seen this already. It was it kind of went viral a little bit, but it was I think it was on Reddit or it might have been TikTok. I don't know, but somebody has determined that although the Skywalker Saga titles are all the right titles, they're on the wrong movies. And so he repurposed the 9 titles to the different movies. So check it out right here.
Years later, we find out that Palpatine, leader of the Sith, have ordered an army to destroy the Jedi. Revenge of the Sith. In Episode 3, Order 66 happens and the clones attack. Attack of the Clones.
See, I actually understood that.
Yeah.
For once.
I think, for the most part, I think it makes a lot of sense. I'm not a big fan of The Empire Strikes Back for Episode 7. I don't think that one makes as much sense. But the other 8, they all make sense. I mean, Attack of the Clones has always been a really dumb title, and it doesn't fit the movie either. Also, The Phantom Menace always felt like a weird title.
That one always does.
And so switching that to be for the final episode, which is, where you have a dead emperor coming back and he's the Phantom Menace.
Makes sense.
That actually makes more sense as a title. I still wouldn't like the movie.
But if it makes sense,
But it
it
makes
makes the
sense.
name.
But the title at least makes sense. So I thought it was really clever to be able to kind of go in there and just use the same titles. He doesn't change anything up and just throw them on different movies. And he gives kind of a short explanation of why. And
then he asked Lucas to hire him.
he did not, and
I
George
thought he
Lucas
did.
doesn't work for Lucasfilm. So.
I thought you said Lucas hired me or something. I
Oh,
thought
maybe he
said.
did. I don't know. I didn't see that.
You
at
tell
the
me
end
when
of
you
the
go
video.
watch the video, guys.
But anyways, George Lucas
So.
doesn't work for Lucasfilm anymore. He sold it off to Disney. So
Disney.
he still shows up on like the Mandalorian set and stuff and hangs
does
out.
he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's it. I mean, they paid him like a boatload of money, and so I would say it's an amicable relationship.
Yeah, exactly. he just kind of shows up. This looks good. Walks off.
I just, you know what? Actually, like they've made so many changes to the original movies over the
Right.
years, and one of the ones that was, it's like it's so minor that it doesn't even matter, but it still annoys me. Is that we don't get the Fox fanfare at the beginning of Star Wars movies anymore is because they're not made by Fox anymore.
Oh,
so that,
okay.
you know, dun 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 dun
Oh, yeah, yeah.
dun 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 dun,
Yeah.
you know, like that fanfare was always part of Star Wars. Like it would play that, and then you'd get the a long time ago in a galaxy
Yeah.
far, far away, and then ba ba da da, and you'd get the scroll.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the weirdest things with the new Star Wars movies, is that the Fox fanfare wasn't in front of The Force Awakens. But now that Disney owns Fox, they probably still won't do it. But I'm like, can you please? Can you just put it back?
I know, right?
That's part of my Star Wars experience.
What
is
if they
the
do,
fanfare.
like put it in the background of the film? Like you just see a band playing
No,
it.
I
Could
don't.
you do that?
No,
No, has to be
I
in the
want,
beginning.
I want it at the beginning. I want it like right before, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay.
Like that's. I know it'll never happen, but I'm like, I can like hope because Disney has Fox now, like they own them.
Little hope.
So can you please
You
just?
could have a New Hope. You're saying
I see what
my
you did
second
there.
reference that I know. And that's
see
about
what
it.
you did there. So yeah.
So,
I
that's cool,
definitely that, but I thought the video was clever and cool. So
It really was. I liked it.
yeah. Sticking with Star Wars.
Yes, Olivia Munn, who was actually Psylocke in X-Men, so not
X-Men Apocalypse is the worst X-Men movie.
still never seen it.
And that's the one I am going to make you see. We talked about Starship Troopers.
We're switching off terrible movies.
I'm going to make you go to X-Men movies because there's like half of them are good. So
Yeah, I
and
can
then
see
like the
about
other
half.
half are terrible.
Yeah,
And
I can get that.
you know, Apocalypse I think is easily the worst. Like a lot of people are like we're crapping on the Phoenix one that just came out. The what is it, Dark Phoenix?
Dark Phoenix.
And,
Yeah,
like,
I didn't like that one.
It wasn't great, but it was just like it's fine. Like it was kind of bland.
It was better than the X-Men 3 that did it. I'll give it that.
Yeah, it was better than The Last Stand.
Yeah.
And it was wildly better than Apocalypse. Like Apocalypse to me
Really?
was easily the worst X-Men movie.
Yeah.
And it might be the worst mutant movie. It's hard to top Origins Wolverine, and Apocalypse might have done it. Like it's that
Wow.
bad. It's really bad.
See, and you say Starship Troopers is bad, but I always think like X-Men Origin Wolverine's like down here, and like Starship Troopers is like right about here.
And they're
So you're
both
saying
really
it's like
bad.
down here?
Apocalypse is
Wow.
I liked Apocalypse less than I like Starship Troopers. Yes.
Wow. Well,
But
only-
she does play Psylocke.
and let's face it, half the men that went there probably went to go look at her. You know.
Yeah, I mean, she's not ugly.
No,
but
she's very
she's
beautiful.
also not a very good actress.
No,
in my
so-
opinion, they gave her very little to do in the movie. But
reason.
it does appear that she got a sword
She
to
did.
take with her. One of Psylocke's Psy swords, I believe, is what they're
Yes.
called.
So, you know, first of all, if you don't know anything about Olivia Munn, she got her start on Attack of the Show. So she is
Right.
a nerd. She got into all
she's
of
a
this.
geek with us.
So yeah. So
Doesn't mean she's a good actress.
No.
Sorry.
But no, yeah, no,
Call
we all know
it what
that.
it is.
Exactly. So you know, she got to play with the sword because she does like props. She likes to collect all this geeky stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So she was showing off some of her skills with the swords. But check out what happens when you add some Star Wars to
Yeah,
it.
add a little Star Wars
And
crossover.
See what she did. Okay, so I had originally seen the first video,
Right,
where
yeah.
she's like, when she gets that like shock
She-
face, because she actually looks like she cuts her thing or hits
She
it. at
hits
least.
something on the wall. It might have just been her wall, or it might have been the artwork.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to tell. And she's like, "Ooh,"
Yeah,
you know.
But-
But I like the edit job on this.
it was perfect because she like hits it and it falls,
It
and
falls.
then the walls like
The
scuff.
wall's on fire.
Yeah. Because at first that was gonna be my video, was just her hitting it, and
Yeah.
then when you told me about that, I was like, I have to watch this, and I
Yeah,
watched
yeah,
it, and I was
yeah.
like, nope, this is my video.
This is funnier.
It was so much funnier. Your wife's video.
Yes.
We'll jump to that one, and then I got one more actually. Which I don't know if you saw that one.
I don't know.
So your wife sent us one from Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is a cartoon, not the movie.
With a little bit of playing around with editing, once again, having some fun with. If you're familiar with Jimmy Kimmel, this is something he does on his show called Unnecessary Censorship.
Yes.
Where they just instead of like, you know, actually, you know, having swear words or anything like that, it's just you put in a beep word to cover a different word, a random word in a sentence, and you know, or not a random word, like they choose them specifically
to make it funny.
to make it, you know, funny. So yeah, check this out.
Simple. Girls are better at fixing pants than guys, and guys are better at hunting and and stuff like that.
So you're saying whoever I point to, that's the person I get to Can I the guy with the axe instead?
Well done, Avatar. You with much fire in your heart. I'm good. Refreshed and ready to some firebenders.
I'm not gonna you, Jet.
You'll have to if you want your glider back.
Untie me and I'll you right now.
No.
So it took me a minute because I was like, the first time I heard it, when it was
what
playing.
is this?
And it was going beep, whatever. And I'm like, they're saying the F. And I was like, oh, fight. It took me a minute to realize it was fight, though, because I was like, really thinking they said that. I was like, I know they don't.
Like it's clever enough editing that they're leaving the F in there.
Yes.
But then it's the beep, and you're like, it was pretty good.
Cute. I liked it.
There's a lot of unnecessary censorship videos out there that I think are very funny. My favorite one is a very inappropriate one from the Sesame Street Count.
I think I've seen that one.
And it is hilarious.
Go look for that.
So yeah, if you just search the Count unnecessary censorship, again, very inappropriate, but I laugh my butt off every time.
Let's go check that one out too, maybe.
Yeah.
So the other one, it was actually done by Jaybird Videos. One of the guys I know. You saw that
I did
one?
watch this. You sent it over. Yeah.
So I love it because
good.
if you ever played Call of Duty, you have different skins and different people you could choose.
Yeah.
And one of them looks like, what's his name? Sugar Bear? Peter. One of them looks like Peter.
From Deadpool 2, yeah.
Yeah. See what Jay did here.
We didn't jump out of the plane because of a light breeze.
Language.
Now, mustache.
I'm only yelling to impress the other guys. I'd never let anything happen to you, Sugar Bear.
Leonard, hit it.
I was broken from a young age, taking my soul into the masses, writing my poems for the few that looked at me, took to me, shook to me, feeling me, singing my heartache from the pain, taking my message from the veins, speaking my lesson from the brain, seeing the beauty through the
Walk away! Just walk away!
All right, well, this has been pretty scary, and I need to feed my cat.
Go home, Sugar Bear. Go home.
Okay, will you give Domino my email?
Okay, I loved it because it really does look like him, and he's actually like a badass. It's
Right.
like, okay.
Yeah.
I like this.
And I just love the end of the video where Deadpool's like, go home, Sugar Bear.
Just go home, Sugar Bear.
So I do have to feed my cat. You know?
It was perfect editing.
Yeah, it's good.
I loved it. So it's
Yeah.
not, you probably not seen it, but it's funny. Check it out. He has his stuff on TikTok, Jaybird Videos.
Yeah. The Vato Rangers.
Yes, he does
That's
Vato
him.
Rangers.
Yeah.
That's him. He's supposed to be doing the movie soon. He says he's going to try to start working on that and some other shorts for it.
It's pretty good.
So go check those out. I helped him out in that one too. So definitely check his work out. So on our next bit, though, so Geek News
Moving
today.
on. Geek News.
Today.
When will then be now?
Tomorrow.
Perfect.
I need to rewatch that scene just so I can remember all the lines from it.
Soon.
Is it soon? I thought you said today.
No, it's
soon.
what's happening now? This is now. What happened to then? We just missed it. When will then be now? Soon.
Okay. I couldn't remember when he said soon because I was like, I know he says soon, but I don't remember where.
Yeah.
I don't know. Might as well
Once
watch
again,
the movie again.
Spaceballs. Very good movie.
Classic movie. I like it.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of news that came out. I don't know what you want to start with. Like whatever. I'm down for whatever.
No, just we'll run it in order that you got there.
Okay,
That's
what do
cool.
I got right
That's
here?
cool.
What was the first one?
I don't know.
Oh, Transformers War for Cybertron.
Transformers.
More that meets the eye.
Transformers.
Robots in disguise.
What-
I can't do a robotic voice.
What kind of disguise are they in? All kinds.
All kinds. You know, jets, cars, 18-wheelers.
Cool.
Big, huge machines that are the size of like 3-story buildings that turn into a handgun somehow. Never made sense. How do you break the laws of physics?
Then of course they had to change that because it was like, yeah, let's maybe not have a toy in the shape of a gun that kids are going to carry around.
Well, I think the other thing is too is they couldn't really market it because of that, and then literally the physics. He's a huge giant robot, and they would have to make it like to where this robot would come into this gun somehow. It's like, how do you do that? It was also just
super dumb because it was like he would go into gun shape and then you had to like have a different Transformer, a different Decepticon that would pull the trigger.
Starscream would be the one shooting it. And it's just like...
And shot him.
Yeah, it was always Starscream. So it never made sense to me, by the way. I love Transformers, but I will say this. The first movie sucked. It was so corny.
Are you talking about the live action one or are you talking about the animated
The animated 1986 one.
Wow. When did you watch it?
I've watched it several times.
No, but like when you were a kid, you thought it was terrible?
No, when I was a kid, I thought it was good.
Okay.
I'll go with your...
The concept.
I like that was...
Yeah, but as a kid, it's okay.
Okay.
But then I watched it when they released the 20th anniversary, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I bought the DVD, like, oh, cool, I'll buy the DVD because I don't have... It's one of those... I like having that stuff on DVD.
Sure.
So I bought it. And then I watched it and I was like, oh my God, this is so corny.
Yeah, I had never seen it before. And so I watched it for the first time last year because a buddy of mine had done like a podcast review and like they had talked about it.
Yeah.
And, and I listened to a lot of his stuff and I was like, oh, I want to listen to that episode, but I want to watch the movie first.
Yeah.
And I went to watch the movie and I was like, wow, this is terrible.
I guess.
And it's like all over the place. Like there's no plot. It's just a hodgepodge of scenes that don't make any sense. And it's like, some people are like, that is my childhood, and how dare you? And I'm like, I'm sorry, but
as a kid, it's a good movie. Like, don't get me wrong. I remember watching it as a kid, loving it. That's what made me love Transformers, wanting the toys, which is what the movie was supposed to do, make you buy the toys.
Sure. And for me, I never watched the show. I never read the comics that came after. I never saw any of the stuff. I knew of Transformers. I never had any of the toys, but I had friends that had the toys, and they were always fun to play with because they're cool. Yeah. It's like it's a car and it's a robot. This is cool.
Yeah.
But I never actually watched any of the show or stuff, and so honestly, the first thing that I ever saw that was like Transformers was the live action movie.
Michael Bay ones.
Which... I mean, I remember that first one. I remember being like, that wasn't bad. And then everyone's like, that's not Transformers. And I was like, what are you talking about? It's robots from space. Like, that is exactly what Transformers is. I'm so confused.
You're like, wait, what?
So I still haven't watched anything. But there's a new thing
There's a new thing. So
what's it
cool
on Netflix?
It's on Netflix. Yeah. So one cool thing about it, it was actually produced by Rooster Teeth, who we actually had an interview with Jeff Ramsey before, and we've had an interview with some of their design guys for one of their video games. You can go check that out at youtube.com/officialgygo, the Jeff Ramsey interview, as well as the interview with some of their dev team who made the game, who I wonder how much, if any, because that was about 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
That we went. I wonder if any of the animation was starting, or they were getting like the plot at least going.
I'm sure they were already well working into it.
Because remember they made us turn. Remember they turned everything off when we walked into the rooms.
Yeah, like they had us. So we have NDAs that we couldn't talk about anything while we were there.
And
we walked by their animation department.
I mean, it takes a long time to make animated movies, and so or animated shows. So I'm sure they're working on this.
So
when we went, there was a lot of background like scenes that were.
Yeah, because we passed by all their animation departments.
Then we'd walk by and they'd be like, "Oh, hold on, we got to make them turn everything off." They would either turn everything off or turn everything around.
Yeah, the only time it was when we passed by the Death Battle guys, but they weren't working on anything, I don't think. But yeah, that first room. Anyway, so long story short, go check those out, guys. If you want to check out some of Rooster Teeth stuff. So I think that's cool. Rooster Teeth stepping into more animation. They do Ruby and they've done some other stuff. Genlock and a few other things, but this was cool. Like, this is a big name brand that they're touching on. Transformers, War for Cybertron, Siege. So to me, making it think that maybe there's gonna be like a trilogy or something.
I think they already announced that there is going to be a trilogy of this series, and so I don't know when the next one's coming out. But,
I don't either,
and I have not watched this. Once again, and actually I have a buddy that was like you got to watch it, and then I came back at him and I was like, I've never cared about Transformers at all. And he was like, I don't know if we can be friends. A lot of
the older characters from the 80s.
This one,
yeah.
Did you watch it all? Okay.
Alpha Trion, Omega Supreme.
They had
You're speaking my language. Ultra Magnus. I remember that he was in that terrible.
Yeah, he was in a terrible movie. I didn't like how they made Ultra Magnus in this one though. I didn't care for him in this at all. Alphatron I liked how he looked. Omega Supreme.
Which
so
one?
Alphatron.
So
he's like.
For a second, I was like, "Did you say Galvatron?" I'm trying to connect again. These are like I only know a few of them.
Bumblebee, he's in.
I know Bumblebee.
So you have Bumblebee, Starscream, Optimus Prime, of course, Megatron. Jetfire is not an original, right? Or is he an original? Is he an original though, or is he okay?
Yep.
I think that's
he's not that stupid Jetfire from the movie that was like a old man farting out airplane.
Yeah,
parts.
I hated him in the movie. This one, I honestly will say, in this show, I actually really liked his character. They gave him a lot of depth.
Nice.
They gave him a lot of background. So you get introduced to a lot of new ones.
I heard it was good.
Yeah, they give the Decepticons a lot of background too. Like I mean, they
Like,
were slaves.
Did they explain why they're called Decepticons and we're not supposed to just understand that they're like that's my favorite part of the Bumblebee movie if you've seen that.
No.
When John Cena is just like, guys, they're called Decepticons. We think they might be evil.
That's the name sounds kind of evil.
That's the name they're calling themselves. It's based on the word deception. Like maybe we shouldn't believe them. And I was all right. Like if you're gonna do just like you put a hat on it, it's like that joke. And so I appreciated that.
I think
I like
it's because
that.
they deceived their captors and they got away because apparently they were
supposed to be slaves, all of them.
Mines.
Nice.
And they were used to battle like they were gladiators.
They were basically gladiators. They were miners.
Sounds
they were
like
just
I'm a
built
Decepticons fan now.
to basically you do your job till you die or turn yourself off.
Yeah,
so that's
what they
basically
were.
what it
and
was.
The Autobots were always like reaping the rewards that because they mined the energon.
Yeah, it's an interesting. So
That
I
that
will
sounds
say,
extremely political.
I will say this:
Decepticon lives matter.
Oh God,
They do, sir.
until they take over
do.
the universe. I will say
that's
this, though.
Killmonger, right?
Oh,
Like
gosh.
that's his whole thing.
That
Is
is
like
true.
is like literally like we're gonna rise up and take the place of the oppressors.
That is true. That's
so-
kind of what Megatron's trying to do. I will say though that this isn't your dad's Transformers, or like it's not our generation's kind of thing. Well, because
my dad never watched Transformers.
I mean, you didn't either though.
They're
But
not
it's
Frank's
not-
Transformers. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe. I mean, they're a lot. So like to me, the cartoons were always fun and goofy, and this was really dark and a little morbid at times because
like I said, it was a lot more political. It was a lot more.
It's made for adults a little bit more.
This is geared to adults, but it's short. There's only 6 episodes at 20 minutes apiece. I knocked it out in what is that 2, 4, 6, like 2 hours?
Yeah,
about 20 minutes apiece. So I knocked it out in a quick session. I recommend
almost like
checking
one
it
long
out.
movie, I guess. Yeah.
So if you liked all of that darker side, I would recommend checking it out. But if you're expecting like the happy kind of go lucky, everyone's gonna be okay kind of thing, don't watch it because the one thing
you mean like when Optimus Prime died in the original 1986 Transformers?
That's true. He did. I forgot about that scene.
You're
It's
like,
terrible.
oh my god.
The one shall stand, one shall fall.
Yeah, all the children in the movie theater in 1986 are like, oh my god, and then at the end of the movie they're like, I need that one now. I need that one, mommy.
Ultra Magnus now. Yeah.
No. It was Hot Rod.
Oh, Hot Rod. Oh yeah, I forgot about Hot Rod.
Yeah.
He's in this one too, isn't he?
Rodimus Prime.
No. Rodimus Prime.
Such a terrible name.
They did so many. Oh, wait till you get to Beast Wars. That's
I won't.
Those
I won't get there, so it's okay.
But it was fun. It's just cool. Like I said, little fact about Rooster Teeth being the production company behind it.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's a darker one. I liked it, but again, not what I was expecting. Because I also going into this watching it, I didn't read up on anything. I was just like, I want to watch it because I like that. It has a cell shading look to it. If you know what that is, it's kind of just it's a style that's come around in the last 10 years or so. It's really cool. I like that look actually. So go check it out. The other thing is Captain America's Anthony Mackie. Did I say it right?
You got it. You said a name right.
So Anthony Mackie.
Yeah. It's sticking with the tradition of Captain America because Chris Evans has done this on multiple occasions. He actually kind of called out Disney a little bit for their behind the scenes diversity, and basically saying like, you know, and he did say that he's very appreciative of the role and the opportunity, but that, you know, with that he feels like he has a responsibility to kind of call them out, because as he said, you know, every movie he's been a part of, you know, all of the directors and the producers and the costume designers and the set designers and all those people, you know, there weren't people of color.
Right.
And, you know, and he even pointed out that, you know, like on the Black Panther movie, they made I lost audio in my headphones. Oh, there I am.
That's weird.
That was weird.
Shouldn't have messed
You were
with
talking
yours.
politics.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
that should have messed with
exactly.
yours. That's weird. Okay.
He mentioned that in Black Panther, they made an effort, obviously, to have, you know, people of color, you know, kind of, and he was like, but if you're saying that they're good enough to work on that movie, but not good enough to work on your other stuff, that's just as bad.
Exactly.
Like, and so, you know, he's basically saying, you know, they need to make more effort. They need to do better. And at least last I looked, I didn't see that there had been any sort of response from Marvel or Disney. I know Kevin Feige, who is the head of Marvel Studios, has, you know, spoken up in the past about, you know, wanting to be more inclusive, wanting to have more diversity, wanting to have more, you know, females in prominent roles, not just in front of the camera, but behind it as well. People of color. So, you know, it is a little bit time for Marvel to put their money where their mouth is. They are, you know, obviously there is going to be the Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier, the TV show. So, you know, we're going to have Shang-Chi, so our first Asian, you know, superhero. You know, we're going to get, obviously, another Captain Marvel movie. You know, so
maybe Miles Morales.
Yeah, and they certainly set up Miles Morales to be part of their universe. You know, so it's certainly possible that they're building towards that more diverse list. They've announced that Blade is coming.
Ooh, I want to see Blade.
You know,
again.
so there's definitely more things on the horizon. But I think, you know, Anthony Mackie kind of has a point in saying, you know, they need to do a better job, not just in front of the camera, but behind it too.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Kind of taking his role as Captain America seriously, being
I'm glad
very
that he
political.
does,
and honestly, Captain America is political in the comics. It's a political comic.
Oh gosh,
it always has been.
Punch Hitler every time. That's all you do whenever you see him.
Absolutely.
Punch him.
Punch the fascists. Exactly. I'm okay with that.
I am too. I think everyone should be. Just saying.
Your grandfather and my grandfather would have been okay with punching fascists, so I feel like I'm okay with it too.
I'm good with it. So, moving on though to some gaming news. Microsoft confirms that Halo Infinite multiplayer will be free to play and up to 120 frames per second. So,
wow.
I'm kind of excited. So, there's been a lot of rumors. We had last week, I did a video and I think we talked about it a little bit on the show, the Xbox Pass or the series event. And they did show off Halo Infinite.
Right.
And there's rumors this is going to be the last Halo game, that they're not going to make any more Halo games. But what they're going to do, this is what I'm thinking they're going to do, is they're going to do a lot of DLC from this point forward, releasing new campaigns, new multiplayer is what they're going to do. I
mean, I just can't imagine that they would never make a new one. I mean, it's like
they make too much money.
Exactly. It's like this stuff prints money for them. Like,
yeah. I don't know where that rumor came from exactly,
Yeah,
but it's just
weird.
it's a lot happening a lot in the like Halo forums and stuff I've been noticing, and I'm like, I don't see why you wouldn't make another game.
Yeah.
Like that's like saying, oh, we'll just make NBA or an NFL game this year, and then we're never gonna make another one. We'll just keep updating it. No, you're gonna make another one because
Right.
that makes you money.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they do, but it's interesting that they're going to have their multiplayer free, which I don't know if that's going to be like just a battle royale thing, because there's been rumors that they might have a battle royale.
Well, and wasn't it like years ago? Which one of them had free online multiplayer? Was it Xbox or was it PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Okay.
Yeah, PlayStation had it, and then
Xbox
they realized
is the one that's always charged.
It's always charged, yeah.
Okay.
But Halo 1, technically, there was a online for it, which was free, but it was kind of like a hack to do it. Then Halo 2 is the first game that introduced online play to Halo fans. But yeah, it's always been you have to pay something a month.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do it. Because I know Call of Duty, they did their Warzone, which is free to play for just Warzone. So you drop in the battlefield, that's your battle royale. But if you want to play multiplayer with your buddies and shoot other people in more of a team-based game, that you have to buy the game for. So I don't know if that's what they're meaning by free multiplayer, is that there's going to be some type of like battle royale feature in Halo. So I'm kind of curious what they're going to do with that. But the fact that it's 120 frames per second is really nice. That's basically what you want for any high action scenes. Like in movies, you want at least 30 frames per second at 1080, and I think you want, was it like 60 for 4K or something like that? I don't remember the movie's numbers. But you always want more frames because then you see the action clearer. If it's too many frames or not enough, you'll see like some issues with like your explosions and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting.
Definitely.
But the other bit of news is, I think I've said it several times. I'm a Kevin Smith fan. I love Kevin Smith.
I have seen very few of his movies. Like
really?
I actually, it's one of those like that when his movies were coming out, I was a little bit too young.
Same.
And it's always been like, I've always felt like his movies were probably a little too quirky, and I just haven't made it the effort to go back and look. And part of that too is where I'm like, what's my entry point? Because a lot of people like, I was like, like Clerks, and people are like, I just watched Clerks 2, and I'm like, how do you watch the second one without seeing the first? And then there's Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and there's Dogma, and there's all the ends, and I'm like, okay, where do I begin? Where do I start? And then if I don't like one, like let's say I didn't like Clerks, and everyone said like Clerks 2 is the best one, and I'm like, now do I have to watch Clerks 2 even though I didn't like the first? And so it's kind of, I've never just gone back and done it. I like Kevin Smith, the creator, and like I've listened to his Fat Man on Batman, show before. And
did you at least watch is it Bad Cop with Bruce Willis?
I did not see that.
That one's good. It's a good buddy cop movie.
All I know about that is that apparently making that movie with Bruce Willis caused Kevin Smith to hate Bruce Willis, and he's like just ranted on him so mad.
He's scared to death of Bruce Willis is what it is.
Well, that too.
So yeah, he said a couple of times what it was is because he wanted Bruce Willis to replay a character from like an old movie, and he didn't know how to like approach Bruce
Hudson
Willis.
Hawk.
I think, is that what it was?
I don't know.
I don't remember what it was, but it was supposed to be like this like strong connection at one moment. Yeah. And he's like, I want this connection. He's like, I don't know how to tell Bruce Willis, because he's like, I don't know. And then finally, one of the producers told Kevin, like, just go, just tell him what you want. And he goes up to him and he's like, hey, Bruce, can you do this? He's like, hold up. And then like Bruce Willis like kind of like stood up tall, like puffed his chest out and was like, you want me to play a character from 30 years ago? And he like chewed him out. And then he does the scene though the way Kevin wanted. Yeah. And he nails it. Kevin loves the scene, and he walks by Kevin. He's like, don't ever make me do that again. He's like, yes, sir. He's just like, but I think he actually likes him. I think he's just scared to death of him. Which it's Bruce Willis. I kind of would be too.
Yeah, I mean, not to go on a Bruce rant, but Die Hard is one of my favorite movies of all time. Pulp Fiction is a great movie, and Bruce Willis is great in it. He is phoned in a lot of movies over the years.
Yeah. Fifth Element. What about that one?
Fifth Element is good. It's not one of my favorites, but it's good.
Okay.
I think those aren't his only two good movies.
No.
Those are just two I was pointing out that he's really, really good in.
I was curious on that one.
But then, you look at like, the fourth and fifth Die Hard movies, and they're awful. Like, they're so bad. And part of that is he's just kind of phoning it in. And part of that is they made him into a superhero. But
basically, I think, which one is it? Is it the fourth one that Kevin Smith is in?
Yes. Live Free or Die Hard.
Yeah, there's a funny story. So if you ever watch Kevin Smith stuff, and we're going on a rant now.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith.
We're still on Kevin Smith though, so we're good. We're in the right universe.
Yes.
We haven't gotten to the news story about Kevin Smith, but
we will. But yeah, Kevin Smith actually, Bruce Willis brought him onto that film because they're actually friends in real life.
Yeah.
And Kevin didn't like whatever he was supposed to say. He didn't think that it fit the character very well and all this. And he pitched to the writer and the producers and the director, and they all were like, "No, we don't think
don't
that."
Say that.
Like, yeah. So Bruce is like, "Oh, that's what they told you, huh?" So Bruce Willis calls him. He's like, "Hey, it's Bruce Willis," and they're like, "Yeah, what's going on?" He's like, "So my friend Kevin Smith pitched you this line, and he didn't like it, and he thought maybe this line could be a little bit better and pitch you a different one. Is that right?" He's like, "Yeah, we just don't think that it fits the film." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And what's his name in the film? I forgot.
Which one?
In Die Hard. Bruce Willis is
John McClane.
John McClane.
Yeah.
He says like, "Oh, okay. So who else can play John McClane then?" And they were like, "Okay, we'll change it." They changed it to what Kevin Smith wanted, and I was like, that's interesting." But yeah, that's another story Kevin Smith tells.
There you go.
If you ever want to watch him, go to YouTube and just type up like Kevin Smith. I guess it would be like talk. I guess because like he has a bunch of different things out there.
Yeah. You can find them.
Yeah, they're fun to watch, especially the Superman one.
True.
But yeah, so he's talking about possibly doing a reboot, maybe of a certain show of a superhero, like you just mentioned. Maybe it's a superhero.
With Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis. No.
If Bruce Willis is it, I would be happy.
That'd be great. No. But the original show from the 1960s with Bruce Lee, the Green Hornet.
The Green Hornet. That'd be fun.
And actually, I've seen an episode here and there of the original show.
I watched the movie.
And I've seen the movie with Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Which I thought was fine.
It was okay.
Like, it wasn't like amazing. It wasn't terrible. I thought it was fine. It'll be really interesting to see. I mean, because this is... I mean, I haven't gone back and watched those old episodes since I was a kid. I don't know how culturally appropriate it might still be to have, Kato, which was the Bruce Lee character. I mean, it was certainly groundbreaking at the time to have an Asian man as a co-lead of a show, and he was always the more competent one.
Oh,
the one that, like he could do everything. Like the Green Hornet was like, I kind of stumbles into situations and sometimes, does good stuff. But Kato was the one that was always kind of, it was almost the reverse of like, not really Batman and Robin, because Robin's competent too, but like, where Green Hornet was the one getting all the headlines, but Kato was the one doing all the work.
Yeah. I think the only couple of scenes I remember is Green Hornet could like break into stuff because like he was smart, I think, on a little bit on the tech side maybe. Yeah. But like when it came to fighting, he'd always get beat up, and it was always Kato to the rescue and like saving him. It's like, don't.
Which I mean, you have Bruce Lee. Yeah, you're gonna give him the fight scenes. Like that makes perfect sense.
I can fight too. No. We got Bruce. He's gonna fight.
So it'd be interesting. And I didn't see when I was looking at that. Did they say they were gonna make it animated or it's gonna be live action?
I don't know if they said. Well, we looked that up though, and I'm gonna ask Frank while we're looking at that. Who do you think should play Kato and Green Hornet though? Who would you see?
The one that played Kato in the Green Hornet
movie. You got to mute it.
Say it again. Sorry.
The one that played Kato in the Green Hornet movie.
Yeah, he was good. I don't remember his name. I should probably look that up.
Liked him.
Right.
Who else would be a good Kato?
Or who would be a good? I don't know who would be a good Green Hornet.
Well, I wonder. So the one guy that's going to be in the new Snake Eyes movie was the guy that was in Crazy Rich Asians.
never saw it.
Henry Golding, I think, is his name. And so depending on how he is as Snake Eyes.
That's right. Didn't he play Storm Shadow? Who was the one that played Storm Shadow?
No, that's not him.
Because the guy that played Snake Eyes is the same guy that played Darth Maul.
Yeah, but in the new
that's
movie,
Roy
it's going to be
isn't
that's
it?
Ray Park.
Ray Parker. Okay.
But in the new movie, there's a new Snake Eyes movie coming out.
Oh, okay.
That I believe it's Henry Golding. I'm gonna look that up just to make sure.
See,
yes, it is Henry Golding. And I'm gonna look up the guy from that Green Hornet movie because I agree he was good.
He was good.
He was funny. But then there's also the. Have you seen?
Looks like his name was Jay Chow.
That new Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it yet.
They have a scene where Brad
Bruce
Pitt
Lee,
fights Bruce Lee.
What?
And the guy looks just like Bruce Lee, man.
Is it his brother? I know his brother was doing some stuff.
He looks like him. He talks like him.
It wasn't anyone in the Lee family because actually there was a little bit of controversy about that scene.
Really?
Because, and I actually haven't seen the movie yet. I really want to. But apparently, does Brad Pitt beat him up, or it's just like they draw to kind of like a stalemate? They draw like a stalemate. They do a competition because he's talking, like Bruce Lee's talking to all like the stunt guys, and he's like, my hands are registered weapons, and I can beat up Cassius Clay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Brad Pitt's like, pfft. He's like, you find something funny, man. He's like, yeah, thinking that you can beat up Cassius Clay, So they go at it.
I think they do like a competition, the first one, and
Yeah.
on their butts 3 times.
And so,
okay.
so yeah, there was a little bit of controversy then because, people were like, no, Bruce Lee would have kicked his butt. Like, this guy's a stuntman. Like, he's not like, yes, he's, but it's like a fantastical thing. And and even, what some people have justified as saying is like he's telling that from memory too, like that story. And so maybe he's Brad Pitt is telling the story, so maybe he's just telling the version of events that he wants to do it.
You weren't there to prove me wrong,
whatever.
kind of thing.
I don't know.
That
I
was
haven't
done,
seen it, so.
But you have to watch that movie.
I really want to. I
Same.
just haven't gotten a chance.
It's weird.
To
Like,
Rodriguez did it, right? Robert Rodriguez, or is it Tarantino?
It's a Tarantino one.
Okay, I always get which one it is for that one. I don't know. So it'll be interesting. I want to see the guy from The Raid. I don't know if you saw those movies.
I have seen the first one and I really liked it.
Yeah, that guy. I can't think of his name, but I would love to see him in it. I could see him being
those are
like a
like
Kato.
Filipino movies, aren't they?
Indonesian, I think.
Indonesian. Yeah. Okay.
But I could still see him being.
Yeah.
He could still be Kato.
He's got the look.
He's fast as heck in those films.
Yeah.
Like if you see the trailer for the second one, because he's supposed to be in jail, the promo trailer is him hitting the wall, and it's just a blur with his hands. I'm like, I wonder how much of that's like filmed, and how much is it he's just fast.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just don't know
who do you want to be the Green Hornet?
I don't know. That's the one thing I don't know. Like if we did a live action,
I feel like this is like the worst idea of all time because it's like this guy. Everybody picks him for everything like this, but I'll just say Army Hammer.
Army Hammer. Who's that?
Army Hammer is the guy from the Social Network. He was in the Lone Ranger. He was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember Lone Ranger.
See, Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Man from U.N.C.L.E. Yeah.
I would say, and people can probably hate me, either Brad Pitt or Henry Cavill.
I think Brad Pitt's too old at this point.
He's too old.
He's in his
Henry Cavill
50s.
Is he?
Gloomy.
And
I think you
also,
could dress
you're
him
saying
up,
that
though.
weird, as always, Henry Cavill.
Whatever.
It's just
we know I can't say names.
no, I do know, but I'm still gonna point it out.
Because I think the Green Hornet's supposed to be like a goofy Adam West character. Like
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it's definitely
like the Adam West Batman.
Yeah.
And it would be interesting to see if they kind of reinvent that, like if they
Make him
change that up.
Yeah.
Because certainly the Seth Rogen one was very comedic.
Yeah, he was just funny.
And I mean, he's still, he had. It was an action comedy, but
Yeah.
it was definitely a comedy.
Ooh.
So
What about Chris Evans? Because he can do that kind
when
of
Captain
fun.
America throws his mighty shield.
I would love to see him like throw like a trash can lid or something.
Yeah. I can't really see Chris Evans as that.
Couldn't. Okay.
No,
I could see Ryan Reynolds doing it.
I could see Ryan Reynolds do it.
I feel that'd be just maybe because he got Deadpool under him.
Yeah,
Lantern. Yeah.
I'm
But
almost.
then again, Chris Evans is comedic.
Yeah, no, I guess I just can't see him as continuing in the superhero genre.
That's true. I think he
that
is
just
done with
doesn't
that.
feel like he wants to do that anymore.
Knives Out though I think showed that he could do a lot more.
Oh, I mean, he's been in a bunch of like independent stuff and very good in it. So
Scott Pilgrim versus the World, good movie.
absolutely, he's very good in Snowpiercer.
Yes.
Good in The Losers.
He was in the. I keep forgetting he's in the Losers.
Yeah. And he's excellent in the Fantastic Four movies. Those movies are
He's
terrible.
the only one
but
worth
Who's
watching.
the guy
He's
that
really
plays
good.
Ray Palmer in the Legends?
Brendan Roth or
I think
Brendan.
Brendan Roth would
Brendan.
be a good.
Brandon. Yeah.
Is it Brendan or Brandon?
Brandon Routh, who was Superman in
Who's
Superman
Superman?
Returns.
I could see that.
That's a good call, Frank.
I
Let's
actually
do
could
it.
see that. Yeah.
Call
so
up Kevin
that's who
Smith and tell him I've found your Green Hornet. It's Brandon Routh.
Because I mean, he's goofy. I mean, he can be
he's got that.
serious at
Yeah.
times.
I don't know why that's not. I've charged it like 3 times.
Yeah.
I give up on that one.
Frank's mic is dead.
Yeah, his mic is dead. Everybody, we're sorry. So.
Well, we made it to the end, I think. So.
Yeah. Want to do one more quick?
Yeah.
Want to do one? So last week we did this.
Ooh.
Would you rather?
Had some fun.
So hopefully y'all enjoyed that last week, and if you enjoyed this week, let us know.
Yeah.
So basically, we ask a question from this book, or when you have a question you want to submit to us, what would you rather? Put it in the comments below. Let us know which you want to see us answer.
Once again, we did not prepare for this at all. So this is
no, I
gonna
always
be
just spring it up on everybody now.
Yep.
So
live TV.
What'd you say? When? Action.
When?
I was like, how about
I was gonna make you go through it. Yeah. Find a good one. I would rather.
Let's see. While we're doing this, don't forget about our Marvel Cinematic Universe retrospective review.
Official GYGO coming out yesterday was Avengers Endgame. WoW, which we finally made it to Avengers Endgame. But that is not the last movie in the Infinity Saga. There is one more, which is Spider-Man Far From Home. So be sure to tune in next week for the last movie in our retrospective review series of the MCU's Infinity Saga. Again, you can find all of them on official GYGO on YouTube.com. So come check those out. Let us know what you think. And we talked originally about possibly doing one final button show where we maybe went through and ranked all of the movies, in terms of which ones our favorites are and stuff. So I think we might still do that. So there might be one more movie or one more show to talk about. But if you've been enjoying those, I know we really have enjoyed rewatching movies and also talking about them as geeks and coming from a little bit of different perspective. You with your comics background and me more of the movie background. But you have a lot of filmmaking background as well, so you kind of mix some of that. Yeah, I like it. So it's been a lot of fun.
It has been.
Yeah. You found one? Found a good one? Would I rather?
So this one's a simple one.
Okay.
Kept it very easy.
Okay.
I know you're from up north.
Yes.
Compared to where we are.
Correct.
So would you rather live on the East Coast or West Coast?
Do I get to pick where on the coast I am living?
I'll say yes.
Then I will say West Coast because I have a brother that lives in Portland, and he's a pretty cool guy. And so if I was going to live somewhere, I would want to be close to family, and so that's where I would go. Aww. And Portland's a beautiful city, and it's right there.
Oregon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so I would. I don't know that I would want to live in California, but if I can pick the Pacific Northwest, I think Oregon and Washington are both beautiful. So I'd go for West Coast up there.
Oh, okay.
What about you?
As much as I want to say the East Coast, I'd probably go West. Just because I do like Washington.
Go West, young man.
I like Seattle because of all the tech stuff they have there.
Sure.
So I probably would say
Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley.
California.
See, California I'm not fond of, but I probably would just like visit and come back.
Nobody likes California.
I think I want to be able to say I'm close enough to visit, but then just get the heck out when I'm done. So I don't know, because on the East Coast, I mean, I have family in Florida.
I don't want to live in Florida.
Exactly. I hate Florida. I don't care. I hate Florida.
Yeah, me too.
I hate it.
It rains every day.
That's not the part that bothers me. It's the people.
Hurricanes will come and kill you. And
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there's an article every other day of Florida man.
Oh my
Florida
gosh,
man does this. Florida man does that.
And it's like every time I go, they're just so rude and mean. And I'm like, no. And the only reason I would want to go is to go to Miami Ink to get a tattoo. But they said just for a consultation it's like $300.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to pay you just to talk to you. No, I'll pay you, and that $300 better go to my tattoo, or something.
Of Toby dancing?
My Toby dancing tattoo.
Yep. Uh-huh.
So.
Perfect. All right.
Stop.
All right, here
so
we
let's
go.
see where we land on this one,
What are
guys.
you going to talk about while I look for one?
So, let's see. Video games. So we had the video game show last week. I'm going to try to get another one up this week, guys, of another video game called Grounded.
Oh my God.
That's going to come out.
This is literally the same page you chose as last time because it's got the vigilante you target. Like, this is literally the same exact page. I'll keep looking to see if there's another good one on here, but that's funny.
That's hilarious. So I know where my questions are.
Apparently.
So hopefully we'll have the Grounded video out. We will have I keep trying to do it, is our Star Wars trivia. I haven't had time to edit. So hopefully next week, guys, you'll have more videos out there. Starting in October, I know it's a little bit of ways away, we're going to hopefully have some Halloween-themed videos coming out, so please stay tuned for that stuff. If you're a big Halloween fan, which I am, everybody knows that, I hope by now. I love the spooky stuff. I love haunted things. I love everything about Halloween. So maybe we'll have some guests and some videos that I'll be going to go do around coming out like September, end of September, early October. We'll have all of that coming out as well. And I don't know. Let us know what you think. If we should do another review. This was just Robert thought of it about the MCU retrospective.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll do another one. We talked about Pixar. I think was the last one we really kind of pitched. But
yeah,
I don't know.
That could be fun.
If we do another
There's
one,
always like Harry Potter.
Which I've never seen the Harry Potter films.
You've never seen the Harry Potter films?
I think we've said this on camera somewhere. I've seen the first one because I wanted to talk to a girl. So that's why I saw the first one.
Fair.
A
kid's movie.
I was, let's see, she a year ahead of me or 2 years? I can't remember if I was a sophomore or junior when I saw the first one. But yeah, that's the reason I saw it with her.
Perfect.
So yeah, that's the
All right,
one.
I got you a question here.
Okay.
Would you rather drive a military tank or fly in a fighter jet?
Fighter jet.
Yeah?
Yeah. So if I didn't have my back problems, I was actually going to go with the military for Air Force for a pilot.
Well, the Navy has more pilots than the Air Force.
They do. But the Air Force has drones and stuff too. I don't know if the Navy does.
That's also not. You're not in the fighter. Then you're just behind a video screen. That's exactly what you do now. That's
so it would have worked. It would have worked perfectly. No, I wanted to fly back then it was the F-16s.
Sure.
When we were growing up, it was F-16s because I think they're on the F-22s now.
Yeah,
right?
F-22s. The Raptors.
The Raptors. So yeah, I wanted to always do that.
Oh, we have invisible jets. Reed Richards got one for us, or is that one?
Or is that Tony's? So anyway, go check out our other video, the MCU retrospective review, where we did the Avengers Endgame. Next week will be Spider-Man. And like you said, maybe another one.
Where is he? Is he near his home?
No, I think he's possibly far from home. Oh, who knows?
Wow.
So definitely go check those videos out, guys. And again, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think of our little Would You Rather segment that I keep throwing up on these guys without telling them anything.
And try and pick a different page next time, Aaron.
Maybe I won't. Probably
literally,
not.
That's insane.
I can't believe I did that.
That was.
Should I go get like a lottery ticket?
I'm
now?
like, what are the chances of that? And I'm like, well, there's like 400 pages in there, so 1 out of 400 apparently.
400 pages?
I don't know. I'm making a guess.
I want to know now for my own purposes. It doesn't have the page numbers.
Of course not.
I don't know. It's this thick. Someone tell me math-wise that's a Rain Man out there.
I just did.
It's not 400. I don't think it is. Oh, use pi 3.14 to figure this out, guys. Let us know.
Yeah, that works on circles, not on books.
So if I cut a circle in the book, would it work?
Yes.
Yes, we're doing this. So, guys, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think, what you like of the show, what you don't like, of course. And maybe we can change things up more. On that note, guys, everyone stay geeky and have a great night.
Bye.